domination by one of the scariest dudes in mixed martial arts. That kid is dangerous. Unbeaten now in 29 fights. A brilliant performance by Barao. Barao is a monster. Trying to finish the fight. It's all over. One of the most impressive unbeaten streaks in mixed martial arts.
I got a lot of respect for him, but I'm going to be trying to take his head off.
We're going to see Uriah Faber at the top of his game. We're going to see the best Uriah Faber we've ever seen before.
I'm going to do everything in my power to get that belt.
That's it! He's down! Uriah Faber! Headed Barao!
The interim bantamweight championship is on the line.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Flames Central, and welcome to the pre-fight press conference for UFC 149 here in Calgary. On behalf of the UFC, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Tom Wright. I'm the Director of Canadian Operations for the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and it's my privilege and honor to welcome everyone here today. First and foremost, I want to thank the City of Calgary for welcoming the UFC to its great city. Everybody knows Calgary is a world-class city, home of the Flames, the Calgary Stampeders, host of the '88 Calgary Olympics, and most recently the 100th Calgary Stampede. And the city has absolutely opened up its arms. I know that people here are pretty tired after 2 weeks of Stampede, but everyone here so far for Fight Week has been just amazing. And I want to thank the City of Calgary for welcoming ourselves, our fighters, and obviously our fans. Which leads me to the second thank you, which is to the media here today. The media has been tremendously supportive of us. I want a special shout out to Sportsnet, who are carrying this live on television so our fans can watch, and to the Fan 960 that are broadcasting this live here so fans here in Calgary can also listen to this press conference. And lastly, thank you to our fans here in Calgary and across the country. Our fans are some of the most passionate, most knowledgeable and engaged fans you'll find anywhere in this planet. And this city has embraced the UFC, has embraced our fighters and our athletes, and has really shown what it's like to bring MMA to a great city like Calgary. So thank you to all of those groups. And really at this stage, there's nothing more for me to do but to introduce the guy you really want to hear and listen to, the president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Dana White. Dana?
What's up, guys? How are you? Good morning. I'm happy to be back here. Let's get this thing going. We'll open it up for the first question. Media, raise your hand, and we'll bring you the microphone.
If I could start with Hector, please. Hector, yesterday you made it pretty clear that after this fight you want to fight Mark Munoz. And very curious, with that much attention on one fighter, how do you make sure that you're focused enough on the task you have at hand in Tim Boetsch?
Like I said before, I don't want to make comments about anything else. I'm going to focus on my fight. Saturday night, we can talk about all this stuff. Yes, I do want to fight Mark Munoz, but that's going to be after this fight.
I'm curious, Tim, if you heard that talk that he was kind of already looking at his next opponent and how that makes you feel to think that he may potentially be looking past you.
I sure hope he is. It's going to be a big surprise on Saturday night.
And Dana, if I could get your comment on that. Hector actually said that even if he wins this fight and you were to offer him a fight with Anderson Silva, he would turn that down because
he must not have Fuel TV because Munoz lost the other night. So if he wins on Saturday, I don't think he'll be fighting Mark Munoz. He'll be fighting one of the guys that are at the top of that division. Not that Munoz isn't, but Munoz has a loss right now.
headlined a lot of events in the past in the WEC and whatnot. How is it different headlining a UFC event?
First, the initials, UFC, and other than that, I think the sport's grown just a little bit. You know, it seems like every month the sport grows, and this is the largest stage, and so there's a little more press, and everything else is about the same. And you know, I love it. It's been awesome coming over to the UFC, and WC was awesome as well.
And for Hainan, how have you found this week main eventing your first pay-per-views? The pressure quite a bit more, do you find, as opposed to your other fights before?
Barão, tá te perguntando como é que foi essa semana, você vai estar no primeiro dia no pay-per-view, como é que tem sido isso para você?
Essa semana foi ótima, né? Graças a Deus, tá dando tudo certo e espero que seja o máximo aí, né? Tô bem preparado e vim para dar o meu melhor.
The week has been great. I feel fine, I feel comfortable, and I'm ready for Saturday.
Trevor here from MMAsucker.com. Question for Dana, another guy you don't have up there, but Nick the Promised Ring. I guess he's a local hero here, and you guys did a nice thing by inviting the victims of the crime that he saved to the UFC. You guys seem to do little gestures like that a lot. Just explain to how that all came about and what it means to you to have one of your athletes, you know, be spotlighted as a big hero.
Yeah, well, he is here. He's sitting right over here. And listen, what he did was awesome. You know, I love hearing stories like that. I'm not too crazy about our guys running around being crime fighters all the time, but it's awesome. It's awesome that he stepped up and helped those people out. And you know, I think by inviting the people here, it's not that big of a deal for us to do that. We're honored to have them, and honored to have a guy like Nick in the UFC.
Hi, Dana. Jose with Sun Media.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, not much. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. I was just curious what fight on the card you're most excited to see.
I'm excited. Obviously, I mean, I'm excited for the two fights that really mean the most. Obviously, the main event. You know, these guys are fighting for this title and waiting for Dominic Cruz to get better, and then they're going to face off and see who the undisputed champion is. But if you look at Uriah Faber, this kid is a former world champion. He's had 5 title defenses. He's the only guy to ever beat current champ Dominic Cruz, and he has finished 21 of his 26 opponents. This kid over here, Barao, is on a 30-fight win streak, which is unheard of in mixed martial arts. 30-fight win streak. This kid's nasty. This is going to be, obviously, an exciting fight. And this isn't hype here today. You know, I'm sitting out here trying to sell a fight or hype you guys. You guys know what I think of Yushin Okami. I've said it for years. He's one of the best 185-pounders in the world and has been for a long time. Bosch comes back and ends up beating Yushin Okami and puts him in a position to fight this gentleman over here who's on a 25-fight win streak. People have been dying for this guy to get into the UFC. He's finally here. The 185-pound division has never been more exciting than it is right now. Every time you think there's not another contender for Anderson Silva, now there's like 4 or 5. So I'm excited.
So back to the question. Which one are you most excited
I'm excited for all of them. I'm the promoter of this thing. What do you think? I'm going to tell you I'm not excited for one of them? Of course I'm excited. But I'm just laying out the facts here and why I'm excited about these 2 fights.
Good, and if I can follow up with Uriah. Uriah, you've headlined shows in the past, a lot of them. Hainan, you're coming into the UFC, not only for your first UFC fight, but headlining a UFC card. Uriah, do you think that experience and the additional pressure on him weighs in your favor?
I don't think so. I mean, you don't get a win streak like that without being mentally stable and strong. And I remember my first big opportunity, I was super excited and motivated. So I expect the same from him. I don't think there's going to be any excuses on either side for us when we do battle. It's going to be a war.
And Hainan, how do you feel about you know, that additional pressure, or is it additional pressure for you?
Ele perguntou se está sentindo alguma pressão adicional por essa luta.
Não, nenhuma. Tô tranquilo, só vim mostrar meu trabalho da melhor forma possível mais uma vez.
No, there's no pressure at all. I'm very calm and relaxed. I'm just here to show my work, my performance, and I'm ready again for Saturday.
Dana, Dave Stanford with MMA Canada. You guys have had a lot of injuries on this card coming into it, but you still managed to stack it right back up. Was there ever any worry that you might have to call the card off?
No, this is the business we're in. This is what we do. We put on fights. The day that we can't put on more fights, I mean, we might as well pack up the tents and call it a day. This was definitely a card that was plagued with injuries, but the first time that I came here, when I was standing on this stage right here, I announced one fight. It was the Jose Aldo fight, you know, and I said we would build a great card from there. All these guys got injured, all the craziness happened, and I mean, you guys just heard what I said about the, you know, just the co-main and main event. We're delivering great fights. And one thing is, this is our first time ever in Calgary. And if you know, I know a lot of people in this town have watched UFC on TV, and you have never seen it live. Let me tell you what. The one thing about the UFC, everywhere we go, we put on fights. That's what we do for a living. That's our business. And we're bringing fights to Calgary. And if you have never been to the UFC live, believe me when I tell you, it is nothing like what you see on television. We're going to blow you away. These fighters always deliver. This guy's never been in a boring fight. This guy's never been in a boring fight. I don't know if you saw his last fight. All this guy does is move forward. Czech Congo fights. This guy's getting a chance to take Czech Congo out. We're going to blow the doors off this place on Saturday night.
Hi, Ryan Pike, Tough Talk MMA. For all the changes to the card and all the criticism online, there hasn't really been a lot of movement in the secondary ticket market, meaning that most people who bought their tickets initially are holding on to it in anticipation
And
of
you
this card.
should. You've never been to the UFC live. When do we not deliver when we're here live? Believe me, the media knows they've been there, and some of you have traveled to Vegas or wherever it is. When you go to the UFC live, this place is going to be crazy on Saturday. You shouldn't get rid of your tickets. And the only one that's bitching online are the scalpers. Guess what? You're in the business where you buy tickets and you try to sell them for more money. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You lose this time.
Well, in this month, this card has sort of been in the shadow of the Silva Sonnen fight early in the month.
Every fight this year was the biggest fight we've ever done. We broke every record in UFC history. We've been putting on fights for 11 years. Every card's going to live in the shadow of that one until one card beats it.
Is it kind of heartening as a promoter and as someone who really
Do I
supports the
feel
sport?
disheartened? Do I look disheartened right now?
So I take it you're excited that they haven't, that, you know, fans that were maybe a little bit hesitant to sort of, you know, hold on to their tickets are still excited for the show, given the lack of movement in secondary ticket markets and the crowds we've seen at events such as the open workouts yesterday.
Yeah, why, was there bad crowds over there?
There were good crowds.
Oh, there you go. What are you asking me? What's the question here? I'm excited to be here. I've been waiting to come to Calgary forever, and I'm here. I'm standing here. We're going to have great fights on Saturday night. What are you asking me?
You answered my question already.
Did I?
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Question for Uriah over here. Can you take us into the mind of an athlete who is preparing for a date? You're preparing for July 7th, and especially an athlete like an MMA fighter who has to cut weight, and you're trying to peak at the right time, and then they say you're fighting 2 weeks later. What do you have to do to make sure that you don't peak too early?
You get to eat a little bit more for a week or so, but it's not a big deal, really. You know, I've been competing for a long time. In Division I wrestling, we're competing for 6 months out of the year, a couple times a week. You know, changes, injuries, you push through all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't have anything to complain about. You know, if anything, being home for the extra time was awesome. You know, there's things that are irritating about all the changes and everything, but preparation is not one of them. And you know, I'm ready to scrap, and I'll take the extra 2 weeks and just make the most of it.
And there was a lot of talk. There was really, you know, Mayday McDonald, Hennon, even Menjivar's name was brought up, Mike Easton. Do you think the UFC made the right call as far as who the guy should fight you next, who that guy should be?
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean, Hanan Barao's from one of the best camps in the world, especially for the lightweights, and he's on an incredible win streak, and he's a guy that goes out there and tries to finish. So, the reason people are going to be tuning in is to find out if he's better than I am. I don't think that he is, and he thinks that he's better than I am, and we're going to beat the crap out of each other and find out. And I plan on winning.
Okay, and just one.
And one thing, I don't know if people know this, but when I lied to Uriah during the season of The Ultimate Fighter,
The new car I got was from when the Ultimate Fighter made up for it.
So he actually asked for Renan Barao. When the thing went down first, he said, "I hope it's Renan Barao," and I said, "No, it's not Renan Barao."
Yeah, he tried to tell me that Barao would not leave Jose Aldo's side, and he would put his chance for the title on the side because Jose Aldo was training. But Jose Aldo was actually in California at the time, not Brazil. So,
is that true, Renan? Did you say that?
Estão falando daquela pressão que teve, quem ia ser o substituto do Dominic Cruz. E você deu uma declaração que você não ia ficar longe do Zé Aldo, por isso você não podia lutar com ele. Você falou isso mesmo?
Eu cheguei a falar isso, né? Mas aquilo ali foi só conversa mesmo. O importante é que eu estou aqui hoje.
Yes, I actually mentioned that I would not leave Jose Aldo for his fight, but no, that's just talk. No, I'm here today. I'm here ready to fight.
Okay, and just one for Sean. Obviously, this is a new experience for you, right? You fought in one UFC card in Australia. You weren't even on the TV portion of the card. Now here you are on the main card of a pay-per-view. What is this like for you, being up here on the stage and just taking in what the pay-per-view experience is all about?
You know what? It's a huge opportunity, and it's really exciting for me right now. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I'm excited about the opportunity I was given. I'm going to get to compete with one of top heavyweights for the last 6-7 years. So it's good for me to come in and be able to show that I belong in the UFC and the heavyweight division.
This is just kind of a follow-up to Ariel's questions to Sean. Czech's a very well-known name in the UFC. He's been here for a long time. Where does a win over him put you in the heavyweight division?
It gives me the opportunity to fight again. That's the way it is.
It's big. Like Ariel just asked him, he's up here. It's what you do with opportunities that you're given. Like I said, Bosch in his last fight came back and beat Yushin Okami, one of the best 185-pounders in the world for a long time. And look at the position that it's put him in right now. He's going up against Hector Lombard in this, smoking hot 185-pound division right now. And, Czech Congo's a big name in the heavyweight division. He knocks him off on Saturday night. It's a huge win for him.
Hey, Dana, Brian Ebersol, BrianEbersol.com.
This can't be good.
I'm not here to start trouble today. Just a quick question. You're a guy that facilitates a lot of opportunities for a lot of people. You've made a living doing that. I've got 4 tickets to the show. No family, no friends have traveled up here for me because I'm from a small, poor town. But I'd like to ask you if you can give those tickets away to maybe some youth of Canada.
Are his strengths, and when it gets down to crunch time, he'll probably go more to that.
And for Renan, please, Renan Uriah has been very respectful, but he says while your win streak is impressive, he would have beat all of those guys as well. Do you agree with that statement, and is he the best fighter that you've fought to this point?
O Faber falou que sua sequência de vitórias é impressionante, mas ele também venceria todos os seus oponentes. O que você acha disso e o que você espera para sábado?
Eu acho que quem tem boca fala o que quer, e eu estou preparado para sábado, e ele vai ter que mostrar que vai me vencer também, né? Como vence todos os meus oponentes, vai me vencer também sábado. É isso.
He said, if Faber has a mouth, he can speak whatever he wants. He's ready for the fight. He's well prepared, well trained, and let's see on Saturday who's the best fighter.
It's Karen. I have a question for Dana. You said you've been trying to get to Calgary for years. I'm just curious, how long of a process is it for you when you determine a location you have your eyes on, and how long it takes till you can actually bring that to fruition? And why specifically did you want Calgary?
It depends. Well, obviously, this is a great sports town, as many of the cities in Canada, but all the factors, it depends. Venue and what times and everything else. Like Indy, we were going to Indy a few days ago. We had to change the date. Things happen. Things happen. It took us a while to get to Calgary, but here we are.
And specifically, what was it about Hector Lombard? Obviously, we know he's a champ, but what did you see in him that made you really pursue him, whereas you have some middleweights at Strikeforce that aren't crossing over yet?
Well, the guy's on a 25-fight win streak. and he moves forward. He's an exciting fighter, and people love him. I mean, not just in the United States and other places, but when I go to Australia, man, guy is big in Australia. That's all they talk about down there. Again, I was just there for 3 days. All I had to hear about was Hector Lombard for 3 days. I mean, that's all they do is terrorize me about Hector Lombard.
And lastly, for Czech, I was just curious, neither you nor Sean are from here. I was just curious if there was any sort of crossover French-Canadian, fan base that's making you feel more welcome here.
For me, that's a huge honor to be here. I used to travel a lot here in Canada, visiting Vancouver, Toronto, and be a part in Calgary here is awesome. That's a pretty good city. People here are really nice to me, so that's pretty good. And also, just to make the crowd really bigger, that's a good thing.
Bonjour. Cathy Gagnon pour UFC.com. Ma question s'adresse à Congo. Monsieur Congo, je voulais savoir, lors des duels entre puissants cogneurs, on a souvent droit à des combats qui sont riches en rebondissements. On l'a vu d'ailleurs lors de votre combat contre Pat Barry. Je crois que vous avez encore trouvé chaussure à votre pied avec Sean Jordan. À quoi exactement on est en droit de s'attendre lors de ce combat?
Before he answers, could you tell us what you said?
Yeah, I was just saying that fight between strikers are often pretty interesting. We've seen Congo during the Pat Barry fight. I think all his French fans were scared about what was going to happen. I asked this time. I said he has another striker opponent. And I was just asking him what we would be expecting from this fight.
Okay. Go ahead and answer in French, and then you can tell us in English what you said.
All right, Mambola Balasi, my fist, to push me so, to push So, je pense que tous les combats que j'ai pu faire jusqu'à maintenant étaient riches en rebondissements, du moins, et surtout celui avec Pat Barry parce que il m'a surpris. J'avais encore d'autres choses à prouver, et c'est vrai que je n'avais pas envie de baisser les bras. C'est ce qui m'a permis d'avancer. Là maintenant avec Tim Butch, so avec Sean Jordan. Ça va être un très très beau combat, très agressif. Je ne veux pas lui donner l'avantage justement d'arriver et de cumuler une victoire de plus sur ma tête. Et je ferai tout ce qui est possible pour gagner. So in English, so I will do my best as I used to do usually. I'm not the kind of guy who want to sell his skin or sell his person just to say, okay, I used to try. No, I don't give up. So if he's ready for the bout, I'm ready too. And I train really hard for this one. I get prepared with the nice guys. They beat me up all the time. And honestly, I hate that. So hopefully, you know what, he got guts to face me and do his thing. But Saturday night is going to be war. I won all the time, and I can give up again.
I would have another question for Dana. A few months ago, there have been a press conference at Paris concerning the work the UFC is doing right over there to get MMA sanctioned. So for all Mr. Congo fans, is there any developments with MMA sanctioning in France?
Yeah, we're still working on it. It's one of the places that we're very, very adamant to open up, and we know that there's a huge fan base there. It does very well on television, and the answer is yes, we're still working on it, and we will get it done. We will get it done. Thank you.
Question for Czech. Bonjour, comment ça va? That's all the French I know, man, sorry. A lot of people still calling you, or with all due respect, okay? A lot of people are calling you sort of a gatekeeper to the heavyweight division now. Do you see it that way? Are you just a guy that's going to go and you're just going to keep trying to win fights and try to get, another, maybe a shot one day at a title?
All right, you know what? So that's pretty. The question is pretty weird because, just the fact to call me gatekeeper, make me remind me some activity in France that people like me used to do. Okay, I'm not wearing suit when I'm fighting. Okay, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm just a fighter who tries his best to reach his goal and top, of course. And it's not for you, but just for everybody, just to make sure everybody can understand. I try my best. Sometimes I make mistake. I got too much ego to pull out the fight at the right moment, but I was so proud to say yes. All right. So now I'm arrived at the time when I used to do the right thing and deal with the right things. So fortunately, I got enough strength to do it, but it's not because I'm black. I'm supposed to be a gatekeeper, all right? So I will do my best. I have a dream like everyone, and I'm gonna get it.
Okay, with that said, and it's very well said, just a question for you and Dana then. Have you ever thought maybe, and maybe you guys have spoken about it, that maybe if the heavyweight division, because guys are getting bigger, that maybe you would go down to 205?
Yeah, that's a good idea, but right now I'm not focused on that.
Yeah.
I love food and no.
This question's for Dana.
Yeah.
Dana, you mentioned that the winner of the main event is going to fight Dominic Cruz to unify the titles. Do you have a timetable on Dominic's return? And if it's still a while, would you maybe like to see the winner of this fight again, defend the interim belt?
I don't. You never know with the type of knee surgery how long it's going to take, like with George St. Pierre and other guys who've had that surgery. But we'll see. I mean, yeah, I'm always open to guys defending it. These guys want to keep fighting and defend it until Dominic comes back. Absolutely.
Dana, it seemed like Anderson, when he beat Chael a while back, had cleaned out the division, and then within 2-3 days, all of a sudden, names like Tim, Hector, Brian Stan, Michael Bisping are mentioned. How are you going
Weidman.
Yeah, Weidman as well. How are you going to sort that out? Who's going to get the next crack at the belt?
We got plans, my friend. It's all I've been talking about for 4 days, believe me. Been on the phone with me and Joe Silva putting together some really good fights. As long as everybody stays healthy, believe me. And you know how normally, like after a fight on Saturday, and you guys are like, who's he going to fight next? I'm like, I have no idea who he's going to. I have answers for you on Saturday. So we'll see who wins, and I'll have a lot of answers for the 85-pound division. Yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm serious. The 85-pound division has never been more exciting. There's a ton of great guys now, tons of great fights to make, and it's going to be fun. This next 6-7 months is going to be a really fun time for the 85-pound division. So I'm pumped. So I will have answers on Saturday.
You guys are getting ready to kick off the Ultimate Fighter UK versus Australia.
We already did. I just got back. We filmed episode 1 on Monday.
Awesome. When do we get to see Canada in the Ultimate Fighter?
Working on that too. You know, it's funny because I thought Canada would be first before any of the other countries, but it just didn't get done as quickly here as it did in a couple of these other places. And but it's coming. It's coming. We're working on it. Terrorize Tom Wright about that one. Start really giving it to him about tough Canada. That it? Media done with us? Oh, my man, what's happening?
Explique como você chegou a esse ponto de fama.
He wants to know how you became so famous. How come you became so famous?
How did I become famous?
Yes.
My man, I am far from famous. Far from famous. How old are you?
Quantos anos você tem? 9.
Where are you from? You Brazilian?
Yeah, he's Brazilian.
Yeah? Who do you like on the fight Saturday night? Who's going to win? Renan Barao
or
Uriah Faber?
Quem vai ganhar, cara? Of course it's Barao.
He said what?
Barao.
Barao?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Of course, he's my son.
We got a prediction. Oh, he's hiding behind the seat now. Watch out, man. Uriah's in your weight class. You guys are about the same size.
Toma cuidado que ele vai te pegar depois que ele falou.
Any other? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
You mentioned that UFC 148 set records. Can you characterize the record that it set for pay-per-view numbers?
Yeah, well, I was exaggerating a little. It broke every record except the pay-per-view record, which I thought it was going to do. We were that close. Didn't
So
beat it.
well over 1 million pay-per-views then?
We did very well. The pay-per-views didn't suck.
And what's the latest on George St. Pierre? Is he definitely going to fight in that November fight in Montreal?
Yep, as far as I know, right here, right now, he's going to fight, yes. Unless any complications happen, he's good to go. Any other questions from the media? My man, troublemaker right here with the glasses. Give him, there you go.
I got a question for Uriah. Obviously, you were originally slated to fight a few weeks ago in Las Vegas in your backyard. How much has the venue change and the date change impacted your camp, or was it early enough in the process that it didn't really, you didn't have to make many adjustments?
I was early enough to where it doesn't really bother me, but you know, there's been so much turmoil with this camp, from like living to Vegas and coaching the show and the fallout of opponent and stuff like that. So, you know, I deal with that. It's just another thing that you don't want to happen, but whatever. You know, if this were the real world and I was going to fight this guy, I would, you know, he pissed me off and I pissed him off on the street, I wouldn't be worrying about anything else, and that's how we're going to approach this. You know, it's a fight, period.
Again, it's a testament to these guys and to the sport. When things fall apart and we, you know, we have to make some moves and everything else, these guys have no problem. Whereas boxing would have to cancel an event, our guys are dynamite. Not only do they adapt and move their camps and do everything that they need to do, but they deliver every time they get in there, and they will deliver on Saturday night. Love it. What's up?
Yeah, Dana, so you said that you've got it all figured out following the 185ers fight. Is
Right.
it safe to assume that whoever wins gets Weidman?
As long as everybody stays healthy, I got it figured out. It's not Saturday yet. You're asking me questions that I said I would answer on Saturday. Give you guys an inch. Saturday. Saturday.
Fair enough. And Hector, if I could ask you a question. You're obviously very well known in the MMA community, but maybe not well known to UFC fans. If you can just speak about your opportunity to sort of showcase yourself to a whole new audience.
Yes, of course. I feel that after Saturday night, you guys gonna see what I'm all about, and I'm really looking forward to Saturday night to perform and show you guys what I can do in the cage.
All right, we're going to take it out and ask a couple of fan questions. Real quick, this guy is really excited to ask a question right here. Nobody deserves to ask a question more than this guy right here. All right, listen to me. Here's the rules. Don't ask me anything crazy about where you can sit or all that stuff. Keep it to the fight. All right, man.
How are you, by the way?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
I'm giddy like a schoolgirl right now.
I can tell.
I just want to say first, UFC 146 was on my birthday, so I want to thank you because that card kicked ass.
Thank you.
And I also agree with you about Floyd Mayweather. He's got to man up and finally fight Manny Pacquiao.
Okay.
Uriah, when they first announced they were coming to Calgary, I was really hoping you were going to come here and fight Dominic Cruz. I wanted you to see to take the title, so I'm really stoked for you here. And best of luck to all you guys. But the one question I wanted to ask you was, you know, the UFC #1, you know, Denver, Colorado, 1,200 people, and then, you know, UFC 129 up to 56,000 people. You know, you've gone to Brazil, Japan, all over the world. You know, like, what's next for you guys?
Well, we're going to China in November, and then we're working on India. And like the gentleman who asked me before about the Ultimate Fighter Canada, we're opening the Ultimate Fighter in probably 4 countries in the next year. So there's a lot going on. It's very exciting. Everything's still booming, and it's all good.
All right, well,
Thanks for your support, your enthusiasm, and your questions.
All right, well, thank you.
All right, brother. Go ahead, my man.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great to see you again. When
You
you were
too.
standing here, well, actually right over here.
Yeah,
the
I was on
last
that
time,
side, yeah.
A couple of months ago, you said you'd bring Calgary back next year too. Has that changed at all, or are you coming back here next year?
We're coming back to Calgary again. Yes,
That's
we are.
awesome.
No. We will be back.
Right here.
Go ahead, buddy.
First off, thanks for coming to Calgary.
Thank you.
Happy to have you here. Actually, my question's for Brian Ebersol, wherever he was there.
Yeah.
Just curious if the Harrow is coming back on Saturday.
I think he left.
Oh, no.
He just came here to get rid of his tickets, apparently.
All right, well, there you go. I'm looking
And
forward
let me
to the
answer that question. I certainly hope it's not.
You're not a big fan?
Oh, yeah, he's already shaved it, apparently, all right? So you're in for a real treat on Saturday. Go ahead. Who's got the next question?
I got her.
Go ahead, big guy. What's
Hey,
up?
Dana, thanks a lot, you guys, for coming. And have you considered a cruiserweight division of up to like 230, 235 or something like that?
We have not.
Split?
We have
No?
not considered that. A lot of people ask me about adding another division. If we do add another division anytime soon, it's going to be a lighter one.
Like 115? Really?
Yep.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Hey,
Go
Dana.
ahead. Hey.
You're the man. I love the UFC. I got
Thank
money
you.
on Faber, Lombard, and Congo. So
All
I'm
right.
liking that left side
Yeah.
there. Quick question. Why is Nick Ring not on the main card?
Nick Ring is not on the main card. I don't know. You have to ask Joe Silva that. You pissed? You upset? You want him on the main
Kinda, yeah.
card? All right, well, maybe we can move some things around to accommodate you. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Dana.
All right.
Hi, Mr. Dana. I have a question for Czech.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
What's your name?
Ashley,
Hi, Ashley. How old are you?
9.
You're 9?
Mhm.
All right, what do you got for me?
I have a question for Czech.
Oh, okay, I thought. Never mind.
If there's a fight in France, who would you fight? And can I stay with you?
Czech's got a girlfriend.
I will bring you everywhere I go. No doubt.
I love you.
Love you too.
Oh, look how shy Czech is. You crushed the big man, sweetie. Good job. Who's next? My man, what's up?
Hey, question for Dana White, for you, actually.
Yeah, okay.
As for the next UFC, not to take the spotlight on the fighters that are here, but for our local fighters, I'm actually a co-owner of 8 Weapons Fitness and MMA, and we have a lot of soldiers that are here in Calgary, and it would be interesting to have, for your next card, to have a lot of local fighters up on the stage there. If it's possible.
You mean fighting?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have tons of Canadians fighting on the card. You mean actual local guys?
Yeah, local guys, the hidden talent guys that you don't really hear, like just with the other promotions and stuff like that.
They'd have to make their way to the UFC first, you know what I mean? They'd
It's
have
hard.
to make You're throwing the soldier thing at me so I can get your buddies on the card.
Because you got Australia, you have England, you know what I mean? In Calgary, well, Canada in general, we're like U.S. neighbors, right?
Yeah.
We should have a lot. I'm pretty sure we have a lot more soldiers like GSP, Nick Ring, a couple others that are in Calgary that you don't really hear about, right?
You are a hell of a lobbyist, my friend. They're going to have to work their way into the UFC, make it into a prelim. Start calling Joe Silva.
Yeah, I tried to Twitter you.
You Twittered me? No, Joe Silva. You got to get a hold of him.
Let me
tell you what. Talk to Mr. Miserable, man. You won't ever want to be in the UFC. I put you on the phone with him. I will hook you up with Joe Silva's number.
Okay.
I'm telling you, done. Where's Jim? Will you make sure that guy comes to see me? See this guy? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. He's shy. There he is.
All right, we're
there,
buddies.
okay?
Silva, you're the
Okay.
man.
All right, so hook up with him, and I'll get you Joe Silva's number.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, man.
A pergunta é para o Renan Barão. Eu estou aqui na frente. I'm here. Barão, depois de tantas lutas que você tem no seu card, tem alguma sensação, que você sente agora por estar disputando o cinturão?
A question for Barão. Barão, after so many fights you have in your card, how do you feel? How are you feeling having a chance to fight for the belt?
Felicidade muito grande, né? Eu venho trabalhando há vários anos aí, trabalhando duro, treinando forte, para poder mostrar meu trabalho e no máximo possível meu trabalho ser reconhecido. E eu estou muito feliz aí de estar tendo essa oportunidade de poder disputar esse cinturão.
I'm very happy and excited with this opportunity. I've been working very hard for such a long time, and now once again I'm very happy and grateful for this opportunity, and I'll make the most of it.
Awesome. All right, so here's what we're going to do. First of all, I want to thank all the media, and thank you, Calgary. We appreciate you very much. I'm going to get these guys up in front of the stage, and we're going to square off for photo ops. See you guys at the weigh-ins.
Agora não, teve? Teve? Dana White?
By one of the scariest dudes in mixed martial arts. That kid is dangerous. Unbeaten now in 29 fights. A brilliant performance by Barao.